Welcome to another Black Myth Wukong boss tutorial video, and in today's video we're in chapter 3, taking down the Yin Tiger. We'll go over how to find the Yin Tiger, the build I used, and the equipment I needed to bring him down in under a minute and a half. We're not going to be able to fight the Yin Tiger until we unlock the Zodiac Village, so head to the north shore of the Bitter Lake and then down into the water until you find this dragon, Qinlong. We need to take him down. Once you defeat Qinlong, he very dramatically puts on a whole show about how he's never going to reach immortality and you ruined everything and all he needs is a little pill from Zoodog. So you need to head back to chapter 2, specifically the cellar in the Tiger Temple. That's where we find Zoodog and get the pill needed for the dragon. So then you go back to Qinlong, give him the pill, and he just throws it away, saying he never really needed it in the first place. But for all your effort, he is going to give you this funny looking scroll, and when you look into the scroll, you'll be magically teleported to the village of the Zodiac. Now let's go over the build I used to take down the Yin Tiger. I'm going to come at him very aggressive and fast, and I need my clones to do a lot of damage, so we're going to put as many points as we can into attack power, and as many points as we can into mana so we can cast our spells. But I'm not worried about anything else under the foundation tree. Under the transformation tree, max out the scorch damage per cure, which you get from unlocking Ashen Slumber. The Yin Tiger is weak to fire attacks, and we're going to use the Ashen Slumber transformation to breathe fire all over him. The Pluck of Mini spell is a big part of our strategy, so make sure you fully upgrade this tree. You want to make sure you have as many duplicates as possible, and that they have the ability to cast spells themselves. In the curio department, we're going to equip the Tiger Tally. This will make successful hits from light attack combo increase our attack power, and that works in tandem with all of our duplicates. As far as Immobilize and Ring of Fire, use whichever one you're most comfortable with. Immobilize is great for freezing the guy and getting off a heavy attack, but the Ring of Fire will also increase the damage you're doing when you're breathing fire. Either path you take, there's no need to put points into these skill trees, because these aren't the spells that we're going to be focusing on in the fight. Cloud Step, on the other hand, is very important for this fight, and we need to make sure we upgrade it fully. This way we can charge heavy attacks while we're in Cloud Step, and we're maximizing the amount of damage we do with Unveiling Strike. Back under Curios, to increase the damage that we do in Cloud Step, we're going to equip the Auspicious Lantern. Even though this does lower your maximum health while you're in Cloud Step, the buff that it gives to your attack power is well worth it. But in order to get that, you have to take down the 9 Lantern bosses, and if you can't find the 9th one, head back to the top of the pagoda, go back to where this Birdman was, and just past him you'll see an area you can jump down. Down in this area you'll find the hidden 9th Lantern boss, and after you defeat him you'll get the Auspicious Lantern Curio. Also make sure you have the Breath of Fire Soak equipped to your gourd. This makes it so after you sip from your gourd for a short time, your Unveiling Strike will do even more damage. To further increase our attack power, we're going to equip all 4 pieces of the Pilgrim set. This makes it so that when you're sprinting, each second you're sprinting, you're going to increase the amount of damage you do up to 10-fold. Since we have to run around while we're charging our weapon, we're going to be using the Cloud Pattern Stone Staff. Even though its base damage isn't as high as some of the other staffs, it will actually do more damage if you're doing a charged heavy attack than the other staffs would. Which means that in our staff stances tree, we're going to be using the Smash Stance. You need to make sure you put skill points into all 3 of these. That'll increase how fast we can charge our heavy attack and how much damage it'll do against the Yin Tiger. For vessels, we're going to use the Fireproof Mantle, because when we use this, it grants us focus for a short time, and that'll get us to smash heavy attacks quicker. Now that we've gone over the builds and different equipment and items we're going to be using, let's get into the actual fight and I'll show you how to bring this guy down. The spirit we're using for this fight is the Blood-Eye Taoist. Start with that right away, and the second he's done, we're going to swap over to our Pluck of Mini spell to get all of our duplicates out in the fight. Now that they're all out, we're going to run around while we're charging a heavy attack. This is going to increase the damage we do, and once we have 3 focus points, we can unleash it on the Yin Tiger. At this point, now that we've done a bit of damage, we're going to swap over to our transformation of Ashen Slumber. Then start using your light attacks to do as much damage as you can and build up this bar on the side. That's what lets you breathe fire on this guy. While the clones are distracting him, unleash as much of the fire as you can, and as you can see, we melted about 80% of his life. If you weren't able to melt 80% of his life before you transform back, that's fine. You only need to take about 60% of his life away in that beginning attack. From here on out, we can use our Cloud Step to finish the fight. Remember, every time that you go into Cloud Step, you're going to use your gourd, because that's going to increase the damage you do with your Unveiling Strike. Then you want to make sure you're charging a heavy smash attack while you're sprinting around, and then all these things will stack on top of each other so that when you unleash the attack on the Yin Tiger, it's enough to actually take him down. So here we go with our final attack. We're going to go into Cloud Step, drink our gourd, charge up a heavy attack, and then start sprinting around until we have the 3 focus points. This is enough damage to finish the fight. And if we would have stayed in the first scenario where I drained 80% of his life, we would have only had to do 1 of these Unveiling Strike attacks. And that, my friend, is how a monkey takes down a really difficult Yin Tiger. If you have any other strategies or tips, please leave them in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and obey.